Having a gaming addiction is sad. And I don't mean sad in the sense of like, oh, I feel so bad for him, he's got a gaming addiction. I mean, you gotta be the biggest loser to have a gaming addiction. Because there comes a point where it's like, buddy, you just need to grow up. Like, if you're 15 and under, you can probably get a pass. But anything older than that, you're responsible enough to drive a car. You should be responsible enough to not need your mom to tell you to get off the game. Like, I feel bad for all these kids that are growing up glued to an iPad because their parents aren't giving them any attention. You know, they just have shitty parents. I mean, me personally, I could have ended up like that, but thankfully my parents were responsible enough to tell me to get the fuck off the game, you know, when I had shit to do. And eventually, you know, I just realized that there are more important things than video games, like schoolwork. I realized that despite how badly I don't want to do it, I have to get off my ass and get to work. And I learned that pretty quick when I was like fucking 12 in middle school and grades actually mattered. And because I learned so early, I have absolutely zero sympathy for any grown-ass man who's addicted to video games. And I heard that you should cut them some slack because video game addiction is more of a symptom of depression or something. But there comes a point in life when you have to realize that your bills gotta be paid and you've got to get to work. It surprises me how there are stories of like 30-year-old men who are still living with their parents. Absolutely just disgusting. They don't take showers, they don't go outside, and there is absolutely zero intervention. And that reminds me of this TikTok that I saw a long ass time ago of somebody finally brushing their teeth, and they said that they didn't brush their teeth for so long because they were depressed. And it's like, okay, yeah, that's good. I'm glad you finally brushed your teeth. But number one, why did you post this on the internet? Nobody needs to know this. Number two, why were there people congratulating them in the comments? This is a basic human function. Nobody should have to be congratulated to take a shower or to brush their teeth. I understand people encouraging them to better their lives, but there were just people saying that you did such a hard thing, you accomplished such a hard thing. Dude, brushing your teeth is not hard. I don't care whether you have depression or not. There will never be a valid excuse to be disgusting. And another thing I want to touch on is people who just spend a shit ton of money on video games. People who say that it is immoral to take a whale's money are fucking stupid. Separating an idiot from their money has been a practice since the dawn of human time. When did it all of a sudden become a bad thing? And I don't mean scamming idiots, alright? You shouldn't scam. Okay, spoiler alert, scamming is bad. But taking somebody's money who willingly gives you money, despite the fact that if they spend their money with you, they might not have enough left over to pay their bills. I don't think that's a bad thing, dude. Now, don't get me wrong. They are sad fucking individuals who need to get help. But taking a borderline gambling addict's money, I don't think is a bad thing. I don't know if that makes me hypocritical because I'm saying that they need to get help, but I'm sorry. If I make a game and somebody's spending a shit ton of money on it and they won't be able to pay their bills, I'm still gonna take their money if they put the credit card information in. These people are grown adults. They can spend their money however they wish. And also, you can't help people that don't want to be helped. So if these people who are spending an exorbitant amount of money on these games decide to not get help and continue spending a shit ton of money on these games, just let them do that. Like, I understand if you're a family member of somebody who's addicted to video games or is spending a shit ton of money on games and you want to help them, you know, set up an intervention or whatever, that's fine. But these people who are online saying that gaming companies like Activision or Epic Games are the devil because they let people spend endless amounts of money on V-Bucks and COD points need to shut the fuck up, alright? Take a seat. It's not your money being spent, so who cares? If you think it's an immoral system to have in place, then just don't play the game and let people who don't care and who do like that system spend their money. And if you're saying that the whole system of buying V-Bucks or COD points or whatever is ruining games, newsflash, you can go play currently existing games that don't have that system in place. It's not like they all just disappeared. If you get bummed out hearing that a game you're interested in has microtransactions, then tough fucking luck, dude. You need to just grow the fuck up because there are a bunch of good games on Steam that have a lot of negative reviews because they decided to add paid DLC or they decided to have microtransactions, you know, like they added skins or something. You really took the time out of your day to go and write a negative review on a game that just decided to add skins. That shit's just fucking sad. I can understand if there's a game that you're interested in and you're hyped to play and then you find out that there's a pay to win system. That's fucking annoying because I hate playing those kinds of games. Generally, they're pretty shit. But if it's just cosmetic, I really don't see the big fucking deal. Even if it's loot boxes. Because you don't have to spend the money if you really don't want to. And if you're one of these people who hates these systems because they're enticing you to spend money, they make you feel like you want to spend money or whatever, then just get some fucking help. And if you think that's some random argument I'm just making up, dude, I promise, I swear to God, there are people like this. This doesn't really have anything to do with like a gaming company or a video game, but I feel like it relates enough. But not too long ago, there was a guy who tried to sue Twitch because they were putting titty streamers, you know, e-thoughts and shit up on the home screen, and it made him feel like spending money on them. It made him feel like he had to donate to them or whatever. Like at that point, you just gotta turn off the computer and get some help. I know it'll be extremely humiliating, but you gotta do it. I know it's gotta be mad embarrassing to explain to the people at what the fuck do they go to, an addiction clinic? I don't fucking know. The psych ward? forward that you have a fucking gaming addiction, and the sheer amount of guilt that you'll feel admitting to a fucking crack addict that you're only in there because you're addicted to video games, but it has to be done. And if it sounds like I have more respect for the crack addict, you're fucking right, because at least crack gets you high.
Ay, this weed, it got me thinking, it also got me spinning. Consistently whipping, I be in the fucking